Yes. Now the second type of structure, that is blocky lava. Yeah. As the name indicate, it will be some block pieces. Yeah, and I think in this image you can see that. Here you can see some block structures. You can see. Yeah, there are various big pieces. Yeah. This is what is known as nothing but blocky lava. This is blocky one. Blocky, it is the name indicate, it will be some high structure, that is, or high size or something you can say. It will be some block pieces, that's it. Then now we should know how these block pieces are formed. That's it. Yeah. So mainly lavas of acidic composition. You have to keep in mind that when that is lava of acidic composition. Okay, acidic composition lava is the main key factor for this blocky lava or blocky structure. Okay, so due to their high viscosity, they do not flow to greater distance. So after solidification, they are found to offer a very rough surface. Yes. So what is the reason that when this volcanic eruption takes place, if the lava is acidic, as we have discussed above, if the lava is some acidic, what will happen? If it is having some acidic nature, it cannot flow much area. It will be flowing only through a very small area, and it will be cooling here and it will be crystallized as like this block pieces. Why? Because it cannot move further, it cannot move much greater distances. Hence, those lava is being solidified in that particular area and it is formed as block pieces. Okay, such lava flows are hence known as blocky lava or blocky lava structure. This is actually a structure of igneous rock. Then this blocky lava is also known as, another name for blocky lava is nothing but AA structure. Sometimes for in some exams you may have confused. What is AA structure? It is nothing but your blocky lava. So blocky lava, or you can say it as AA structure. Okay, AA structure. So don't be confused. Sometimes in some text notes, somewhere you may have seen the name as AA structure. So it is nothing but your blocky lava. Okay, blocky lava, hence it is known as AA structure. Yeah, now from this figure, it will be very easy for understanding what is blocky lava structure. Then you have to keep in mind why these blocks are formed. It is because first is the lava is of acidic composition, then it is having high viscosity, hence it cannot flow to greater distances. It will be flowing only very short distance. Then this will be consolidated, this will be cooled in those places, then hence it will form a very rough surface. Okay, then these blocks or this rough surface rocks are known as block lava or blocky lava structure. Then this blocky lava structure is also known as another name, that is AA structure. It's another name for blocky lava. Okay. Yes. Then next. Next kind of structure is ropey lava. It's another one, ropey lava. This is also known as Fahoi. Fahoi. EHOE, Fahoi structure. Another name for this ropey lava is Fahoi structure. Okay, this is E actually. Phoehoi, that is Fahoi structure. Yeah, this will be the structure, that is rope. As we have seen, rope will be like this, isn't it? The same, we can see here various types of ropes. This is known as ropey structure. Nothing but ropey structure. Yeah, that's it. It may be of numerous ropes. That is nothing but ropey structure. Yeah, this is your ropey structure. Simply, you can easily identify from this figure, this is ropey structure. Okay, then we need to know how these ropey structures are formed. That is, here the lava is of basic composition. Yeah, we have said that in blocky type the lava is of acidic, but here the lava is of basic type. Basic composition are quite mobile. They are quite mobile because their flow, that is, they are having low viscosity. Just opposite of blocky lava, that is, blocky lava in the sense it will be of acidic composition, then it is having high viscosity, so it cannot move greater distances. But in the case of this ropey lava, as you can see, the lava composition is almost basic. So what is happen? Viscosity will be very low, it will be low viscous, and also that can flow a greater distance. It can flow a greater distance, and after solidification this offers a very smooth surface because it is flowing towards great distance. It can cover great distance. Why? Because it will be continuously flowing through over an area. So it will be very smooth surface. Okay, such lava flows are known as ropey lava. It is nothing but when basic lava flows, the viscosity will be very low, then it can transport or it can travel a great distance. Then after this solidification, what will happen? This offers a very smooth surface. Such lava flows are known as ropey lava and are also known as, another name is Fahoil structure. That is, Fahoil structure is another name for this ropey structure. Okay, this is another type of structure. So don't be confused of blocky and ropey. As the name indicates, block structures were formed when it is of high viscosity and it won't flow very greater distances, and the composition of lava also will be acidic in nature. Hence it is known as AA structure. You can say for acidic AA structure. Then in the case of this ropey lava, it will be of basic composition which having low viscosity and which can flow to greater distance. Hence it will form a ropey structure and is also known as Fahoi structure. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Then the next type is pillow structure. Yeah, here as we have already seen pillow structure before. So this is the pillow structure. Yeah, this is pillow structure. Pillow structure, it is nothing but here you can see it will be small bag like structures. It will be like this, it will be like this, and the one you can see it will be like this, another one like this, here one is like this. Yeah, small pillow structures. Like this the structures are forming, then it is known as some pillow structures. Okay. Yeah, these types of structures are known as pillow structures. Okay, that is pillow structure. Okay, now need to see how these pillow structures are formed. This is how the field observation, how you will see how the pillow structure in a field. Now we need to see how these pillow structures are being formed. Yeah. That is, a distinctive form of lava from which the solidified rock form a rounded mass with a glassy exterior. This will be a distinctive type of lava. Then what the main content is that it will be solidified. That obviously it will be cooled and it will be solidified. Then it will be usually rounded mass. It will be usually in a rounded shape and with a glassy exterior. The exterior portion, if you see the exterior portion of such lava, what will happen is that it will be a glassy exterior. That is the main key point. Second point is that pillow lava is found where lava flows into oceans or lakes. Yeah, where we can observe this pillow structure. That is, if here, yeah, you just see here, here is a volcanism taking place in this region. It's a mountainous region or something. Then the lava flows here, and here you consider this as a sea. This as a sea. This will be act as a sea. Okay, when this lava flows towards this sea, what will happen? Rapid cooling will occur, isn't it? Rapid cooling. Why? Because the temperature changes. Sea is very cool, lava is very hot. So rapid cooling will occur. That is the thing, that below lava is found where lava flows into ocean or a lake and quickly cools. Sometimes the lava flowing from a mountainous region, it may be flowing towards this ocean or lake something. So the cooling rate of this will be very quick. So then there is a possibility of forming this rounded structure that results in various below lava structures. Okay. Then the third point, the liquid lava forms a sphere when it enters the cold water as a result of surface tension. Then about the shape it says, that is, when this lava reaches this water, it is little bit, when this lava flows here, what will it will like a spherical shapes. It will be like this. When it reaches the water, it will be so spherical shapes. Why? Because why this spherical shape occurs is because of the surface tension. Okay, because of the surface tension, this sphere shape or some circular shapes will be having when this lava enters into the water. That is, the liquid lava forms a sphere when it enters the cold water as a result of surface tension. These hot balls of quickly solidifying lava settle to ground quickly. So you just imagine that this is actually a flowing medium. This is actually a flowing medium, and if this flowing medium enters this water, what will happen? It will be as a spherical shape, and suddenly it will be deposited to the ground. It will be easily deposited to the ground very quickly. Maybe inside the sea or in this premises also you will be able to see that when it reaches. Okay, so that's another point. It will easily settle down. That's it. Then as they settle, they flatten and become pillow lava like form. Yeah, then this is being settled once, it will be showing as a pillow structure. Okay. Then as more and more pillows settle to sea floor, the weight flattens them even more pillow lava, therefore piles around the vent or entry point of a lava flow. They make up much of the oceanic crust. Yes. Then if this is increased, that is a flow rate from this volcano, the flow rate may be increased. So what will happen? This will be coming here. So when the deposition also will be increased, it will be coming here. Then for oceanic crust, most of the area for the oceanic crust is being covered by this pillow structure. Why? Because most it will be covered, and it will be then underlying weight, overlaying weight also will be increased. So most of the oceanic crust region will be covered by this pillow lava. Okay. So what are the things you have to infer about pillow lava? It is nothing but, once more, it is a distillate type of lava where it is solidified, and you can see the exterior will be of glassy exterior. Then this lava will be flowing from a mountainous region or a volcanism to some lakes. Then when this touches the water, it is being a spherical form, and what will happen? This will quickly, why the spherical form occurs is due to surface tension, and then it will be quickly depositing to the ground. Then if more and more deposition will come, it will form as a pillow structure. Then you can see it in the downward, that is in the sea, and also in the crust region. Then this will forms the oceanic crust. Most of the oceanic crust will be formed of this pillow lava structure. Okay, once again you can see the images of pillow structure. This will be, it will be like this. Depositions will be here, you can see this will be the first deposited one. Then again the overload is being deposited towards this direction, hence it flows. So oceanic crust. Okay, oceanic crust will be completely made up of this. Okay, yes. Now the next type of structure is that the jointing structure and the sheet structure. Here you will find some joints or some sheets. Okay, I think you can see the image. Yeah, here you can see some jointing structures. Here you can see this is actually sheet structure. Yeah, this is columnar structure. Yeah, this is actually a jointing structure. We will complete this jointing structure. Okay, so sheet structure you can see in the diagram. Joints are divisional planes which are found in all kind of igneous rock impressed upon them mainly by force acting from outside. Joints planes may be vertical or horizontal. It is nothing but if say for example this is considering as a rock, here some will be of horizontal joints. If it is another rock, some joints will be of vertical. Either horizontal or vertical, this will happen in a rock. Sometimes both horizontal and vertical joints are also being seen in some kind of rocks. Okay. The horizontal joints planes are sometimes so closely spaced as to produce a sheet structure. Yeah. Then this horizontal, here also you can see this can be considered as a sheet. One sheet is another one, is another one, and is another one. So when this horizontal joint planes are sometimes so closely spaced, if they are so closely spaced, so as they are producing a sheet structure. Alright, the sheets are commonly thinner as the surface of the ground is approached, and they usually show some degree of parallelism. Yeah, here also you can see some degree of, it's not completely parallel, but even though it will be somewhat parallel. Okay, we can say that it is completely parallel, but in some extent it will be parallel. Okay, that is joining structure. This is a kind of joining structure, that is, one is sheet structure. So in sheet structure you remember that it will be either horizontal or vertical. Okay, jointing will be the, sorry, two types of jointing. It will be either horizontal or vertical. In sheet structure you will see some horizontal joints which are moreover parallel. Horizontal joints will be moreover parallel. You can see it like this. Okay, then in this image you can see the sheet 1. Here you can see this is moreover parallel ones. Here you can see this will be moreover parallel sheeted structures. Here also it will be like that. Here also it will be like that. Okay, this is what is known as sheet structure. Yes. Now another type of joining structure, that is columnar structure. This is actually a type of joining structure. Here you can see some columnar basalt are here. Okay. Yeah, there are some columnar islands are also present. Yeah, this is actually columnar. Here you can see the joining. Here it is being joined to this one. This is joined another one. This is joined another one. So this is actually a type of joining structure, that is columnar structure. How these columnar structures are formed, that is, with uniform cooling and contraction in a homogeneous magma. Yeah, now the magma is homogeneous. Okay, single parent, so it is a homogeneous magma. The parting planes tend to take an regular or a prismatic form. Yeah, you can see the prism shaped, that is columnar, characterized by the development of 4, 5 or 6 sided prisms. Yeah, sometimes it may be a 4 sided prism, sometimes it may be a 5 sided prism, in some cases it will be of 6 sided prism. Okay, which may be interacted by cross joints. As you can see in the figure, cross joints will be there. This is a block, this is another block prism. So there are numerous prism. The thing is that sometimes it may be a 4 sided, sometimes it may be a 5 sided or something. Okay, so this will act as a prism. This is actually 1, 2, 3, 4 sided. Okay, this will act as a prism. Then here also you can see another one. Then here also it may form another one. Like that, the structure will be forming. Okay, yeah, that is columnar structure. It is nothing but homogeneous magma. When it cools and contracts, these prismatic structures are formed. It may be of 4, 5 or 6 sided prisms. Then this will be an interacted cross joints. That's it. Then the structure will be formed, and hence it is named as columnar structure. Yeah. Then the next type, it is nothing but pegmatitic structure, or it may be a pegmatite. This one is a pegmatitic structure. Pegmatite. Okay. Pegmatite is a kind of rock. Yeah. Yeah. Pegmatite. structure. Now let's see how these pegmatitic structures are formed. Okay, yeah, that is nothing but pegmatites are extremely igneous rock. As we know, pegmatite is an igneous rock that formed during the final stage of a magma crystallization. That also we are concerned. In the final stage of magma crystallization, this rock pegmatites are actually formed. Okay, then they are extreme because they contain exceptionally large crystals and they sometimes contain minerals that are rarely found in other type of rock. Why these are formed last? Since it may have various kinds of crystals. You can say that it will be of a particular type or it will be having a particular crystal. It may have random crystals also. Okay, then it is known as pegmatite. To be called pegmatite, a rock should be composed almost entirely of crystals. Then now it says what about the crystal structure of a pegmatite rock? It will be almost crystals that 1 centimeter in diameter. At least the crystals will be of 1 centimeter in diameter. Such rocks are known as pegmatitic rock. Okay, so pegmatite, that means it is an extreme igneous rock that is formed during the final stage of this magma crystallization. Then these are exceptional case that is having large crystals and this contains various types of other minerals also will be present here. Then if a rock is pegmatite, will be how it will be having very large crystals and very large crystals of at least, says that at least 1 centimeter diameter crystals will be present in this pegmatites. Then granite and cyanide more often show these types of structure. Then this pegmatitic structure is mainly shown by two types of igneous rock. One is granite and one is cyanide. It's very important. You should know what type rock shows this pegmatitic structure. So that is here, this you have to keep in mind, that is granite and your cyanide. Okay, that's all about pegmatite structure. Then here you can see another image for a pegmatite. Yeah, that is, yeah, here you can see the pegmatite. This is pegmatitic structure and you can see this will be large crystals. Okay, since it is of homogeneous, it will be having large crystals also, you can see here. Then the thing you have to remember is that what are the various rocks which shows this pegmatitic structure. One is granite and one is cyanide. That you have to always keep in mind. Some competitive exam may have such question. Okay, pegmatitic structure is shown by what all the kind of rock, and you may be confused. You'll be getting four kind of options which will be almost similar to one, and so it will be confusing, so that you have to keep in mind. Okay, yeah, thank you.